Talk Real Estate with Sharon McNamara, sponsored by Boston Connect Real Estate Services.
Hi, I'm Sharon McNamara, and you are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. Let me share a little bit about my background before we get started. I am the broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate, a boutique real estate firm that is home to over 30 real estate sales and marketing consultants who service home buyers and home sellers throughout Boston, the South Shore, the South Coast, and Cape Cod. Our firm takes pride in assisting our clients in the next chapter of their lives by taking a holistic approach to their real estate endeavors. We believe that every move should be a moving experience. Every week, my real estate team member, Mary Baker, and I, along with the director of Boston Connect Real Estate, Melissa Wallace, provide you with our unique marketing approach to selling homes and share with you our expertise in navigating the home buying process. We like to mix it up sometimes, so not only will you hear our perspective on real estate topics, but you will hear the expert thoughts and opinions of some of our real estate agents at Boston Connect Real Estate and the preferred professionals that we trust. Be part of our roundtable. If you have any questions during the show, please call 781-837-4900. We'd love to talk real estate. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you listen to podcasts at Talk Real Estate Roundtable. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team or one of the dedicated agents at Boston Connect Real Estate to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with us at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Now, sit back, relax, take good notes, and let's talk real estate. And hello to all my South Shore neighbors. This is Sharon McNamara, and you are, of course, listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. Here at Boston Connect Real Estate, we have our home studio here at 19 Matakeesit Street, right in Pembroke Center, across from Stop and Shop. So if you're in the area, you'll see I have live on the radio up in the windows. So come on by. We're here. Mm-hmm. Come say hello. We have somebody new. Are you nervous?
I'm very nervous.
Well, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. So tonight, I have my team members with me. So I have Mary Baker, who is off. She is getting everybody settled to get onto our social media. So again, you can go to Sharon Costa McNamara. You can watch us live there and see the pretty faces of the ladies that are joining me this evening. Or you can go to all the Connect pages. So there's Pembroke Connect, Marshfield Connect, Hanover Connect, any South Shore town that you can think of. Put Connect on the end of it. That's how you'll find us there live. We have George in studio. Hello, George.
Sharon, how you doing?
How I am doing any better, and I would be on vacation. Do you believe that? I'm sick of the snow. That's why we're having this topic tonight. So,
I am too.
So tired of it. But we have a new team member. I was going to have Mary introduce you. See my board up there, and it says for her to introduce you. So, but we do have Evis joining us tonight, and Evis has been a longtime friend of Mary Baker, and you grew up in St. Margaret's as well, right?
Yes, yep, right in Dorchester.
So weird, because right where I grew up too. So where,
It was meant to be, I'm telling you.
Yeah. It actually was. You have brought a lot of laughter to the offices upstairs for sure. So we're very, very happy to have you on our team selling real estate, not just for Boston Connect, but directly working with me and Mary to help all of our clients. And why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about you?
Of course, yeah. So I always tell people my name is Evis. It's like Elvis without the L. It helps them remember it a little bit.
Yes.
I am from Dorchester. Lived there until we moved to Quincy. So now I live in Quincy, which is great. I have two little kids. I have an 8-month-old and a 2-year-old. They're fun. They're lively. They keep me busy. And we live with my husband and us four in our home.
That's awesome. And we live with our husband, my husband.
He's there too. We let him in the house every once in a while.
We let him stay with us, that's the husband guy. So we're just really happy. I mean, you have been in the real estate industry for a few years now, a couple of years. Yep. I know that you've bought some investment properties yourself, and you've worked with Mary as your buyer's agent.
Yes, Mary helped with my first home and then a few others after that.
Yes, and we're very excited to have you on the team too, because you're bringing not different areas, but I think that you're bringing sort of other sides of TikTok and all these other things. You're getting Mary to come out of her box a little bit.
Oh yeah, I think so. We have a TikTok page, follow us on TikTok and Facebook, Evis Mason. It's if you look up Evis Mason and Mary and Sharon, you'll find all of us there. But yeah, we're trying to use social media a little bit more. That's for sure.
Yeah, you definitely will not find me on TikTok, I don't think. But I want to do one of those fun dances. I think that would be really fun to do.
Oh yeah, or like the lip syncing.
Yeah, I can do that.
You can definitely do that.
Oh, I can sing. No.
You don't have to sing. It's like a voiceover.
I can dance, but I can definitely dance. I want to do one of those fun dances. But so again, thank you to all of our WATD listeners and our podcast listeners. Melissa Wallace is not joining us tonight. Melissa did the show last week. I was in and out a little bit with Kristen Howlett, who's one of our full-time agents. So we're just sort of switching things around a little bit around here and, getting different voices and opinions on our show. This morning, I was like, I don't even know what I'm going to talk about tonight. And I just happened to be looking out my window, and I was like, enough of the freaking snow already.
And it's not even done yet.
I know.
And we still have like 2 months to go.
I know. And it's like I shoveled yesterday, and I haven't really done that in a long time just because Mark's just always done it. And now that we own this building, I just felt like I felt bad for him that he was up here shoveling and I was going to go jump on the Peloton, and I was like, I should shovel. So I shoveled, but
That's the one gift of marriage is that I never have to shovel again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or take out the trash.
Yeah, well, I said this in one of our office meetings this week where I was doing a training, and I said, Mark had made a mention. I don't know if he's listening or not. I know he was working late tonight, but he said something like, I fed the dogs again this morning. And I was like, oh, great, because when you went to the bathroom this morning, you had toilet paper. Mm-hmm. No need to thank me. I've been doing that for 30 years, okay?
And it's clean, and you have food, and you have everything.
It's just amazing how that laundry gets so clean and everything else. So, hello, Mary Baker.
Hi, how are you?
If any better, you know how it is. So we're just talking about how I came to my topic this morning. So I call in to Rob Hackler in the morning show on Tuesday mornings just to give a preview of what we're talking about. I had no idea this morning because we didn't discuss it. And I said, I'm sick of snow. I want to be a snowbird. And I was like, there we go. But it got late in the day when I started planning. So I was doing some research, and I've been in the industry a very long time, 21 years now. So when I'm looking through people's profiles, I can always tell, who stands out, who's legit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Exactly. So I was very fortunate to come across a guest that we're going to have tonight, and she is also a full-time realtor. She didn't even tell me she's a full-time realtor. I just know she is, just based on our conversation, right?
You guys hit it off. We were next door.
Very fast friends.
Yeah, I know. That's what they said, Amy, by the way. Mary's going to introduce you in a minute, but when I hung up with you, they were like, wow, looks like you have a new friend. So
makes perfect sense, though.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And we'll see each other in person and maybe at the end of March. Yeah. So, but Mary, you want to do the honors and introduce our guest from Florida? And do you live in Naples? What part are you?
I live in Naples, Florida, yes.
Okay, perfect.
I have since 2005.
Awesome.
So we definitely creeped on your profile, and we're reading all about you. So I did know that from New York, right? We'll have a fun fact for you later.
Yeah.
So Amy Van Wyck, is that right? Am I saying that right? So Amy Van Wyck from Premier Plus Realty Co. Luxury Division, and you're actually located in Naples. You're a broker associate there, right?
Yes. Correct.
Awesome. So thank you for being so brave to spur of the moment kind of just jump on the radio show with 3 random girls that you've never met up in Boston.
Sharon, if you want me to chat, I'd be happy to chat. I don't have anything prepared, so it's just coming from experience.
Yeah. That's all right. We'll make it fun. We'll ask you lots of questions and just be yourself. Right?
And look, again, if you're watching us on Zoom, not Zoom, but if you're watching us on Facebook, you can see that Amy has nice glowing skin, a nice shirt.
She's got a nice tan going on.
We have turtlenecks on. I'm pale.
We're pale.
Down here.
I want to, believe me. So, but for our listeners, just so you know, we're going to be talking about snowbirding. And one of the things that's so important is to be able to connect with a person down there that is going to really stay in contact not only with you, but with your agent up here. So
100%.
we'd love to have sort of that relationship with people just so we're all one team, even though we work at different companies at that point in different states. But just to stay on track, especially if you're selling a home here to purchase one down there. But Amy is going to be great. She's going to be talking about new construction. She's going to give maybe some tips for you,
nice.
How to, really find that perfect home. how the inventory is down there. Do you have to move as fast as you do up here? Why is the lifestyle so great?
Did you
in
read our
Naples?
agenda already?
Oh, I did not.
We wrote all of those questions in there.
Really? Oh, well, you guys are so prepared. Yeah. See.
It's very easy to answer all those.
All right, great.
So far we're good.
So, Amy, do you want to just tell our listeners here in Massachusetts, again, you're from the Naples area, and I know that you have a team member that services some of like the Fort Myers area and everything, but tell our listeners a little bit about you, your experience in the market, and all that great stuff.
All right. Well, when you first started chatting, I heard you mention something about singing. And full disclosure, I am also a singer.
Oh, good. You can sing, I'll dance.
Yeah. I was an entertainer cruise director for 10 years. I'm a professional performer all my life, and that's what brought me to Manhattan. And moving to Manhattan as an actress, you either have to be a waitress or a realtor. You're trying to make it. So my husband was a professional jazz musician as well. So we moved there, and my mom always said, "You'd be a great realtor." So I was like, "Oh, well, that sounds interesting to me." So I did. I went and I got my license, and I absolutely fell in love with real estate in Manhattan. And we lived there. I became a realtor there in 2003, and I did it till mid-2005. We got pregnant with our first child, so we decided I wanted to be near mom and dad. So I either had to move to Green Bay, Wisconsin, where I was born and raised, or Naples, Florida, where they spend the other 6 months. So
Nice.
I was thrilled because I found out that in Manhattan they had a broker's reciprocity. I could get my Florida broker's license in Manhattan.
Nice.
And so I did. I enjoyed it so much there. I absolutely loved it. I got my Florida broker's license there, and then I moved to Naples.
Nice.
And, I did a lot of interviewing with all the different agencies, and I absolutely fell in love with my broker, Dave Gallis, at Premier Plus Realty. A great man, full integrity, man of the Lord. And I was just really, it was a perfect fit. And so I've been with them since 2006.
Wow.
I decided to hang my license because I didn't want the headache of having,
Your own. Yep.
I just want to deal with my own clients, not with other agents.
Yep.
I just wanted to focus on what I was doing. So I chose to hang my license, but I am a broker associate. I do have the Amy Van Wyck group, and I do train, the mentees that are coming in, and I speak like I am with you to them, kind of once a month, and just kind of encourage them. I'm kind of the Anthony Robbins of possibility, encouraging everybody. It's a great career. It's a lot of fun. Do it right. Do it with integrity, and you'll succeed.
It's so interesting though, because you know where I'm going to be going with this, right?
I 100% do.
So it's just so interesting is that I am the broker owner of my company, and I just feel like I was the one that took the risk, but I just always felt like somebody else was sort of, pushing me along. And you said that your broker is like one with the Lord, right? Like it's just, you know what? But like we found there's now absolutely no coincidence why I found you, because I have been saying.
I knew that from when you first called me.
Really? Yeah. It was just like, it was just the look, I have goosebumps, which means it's real.
So in all of your talking points, Amy, I don't know if we call it the elevator pitch. All of your talking points is literally everything she stands for. So that's why you're like, oh, this is very interesting.
Which is great, which makes a great team for our clients when we're here and when we're down there. And when you're talking about integrity, I honestly feel that that's what Boston Connect just symbolizes. And, we're not motivated by money. We're motivated by helping people. Just happens that the more people we help, the more money that we make. We're just making a living, So, and I don't gauge success by numbers. Yeah. So.
Right. And as you and I spoke earlier, our business really is referral. It's not. It's not trying to get. It's trying to. It's not that we're getting. We're receiving, so we can give.
Exactly.
I really like that.
Motto, and that's what I teach, and I try to impress on anybody that comes my way who's new. It's not about the get, it's about receiving graciously and then giving back the best you can, because they're your boss. Your client is your boss.
That's very true.
You have to take it with high regard.
Yes, absolutely. So I just happen to love Amy even more. But here's
no coincidences too. She just said your parents coming from Wisconsin to Naples, Florida, they're literally snowbirds. They're the original snowbirds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. And I was like, no.
Well, and I also
Honestly, most people here are. I mean, I mean, it's really funny because when I moved here, I was an older mom because I was trying to make it in showbiz, so I started a little later. But what was interesting is most of my friends are about my age with the age of my children's, ages. So a lot of people are transplants here, and especially now.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting too because Mary, I don't even think I've told you yet, but we're thinking we're supposed to go down to March.
Overheard.
Oh, at the end of March.
I overheard.
So to go visit my brother-in-law Michael, and I was saying, well, we should connect and have dinner. I'd love to introduce you to my brother-in-laws and Julie. They're from actually Kevin and Julie who live in Naples, the ones that I was telling you about on those numbered streets. I don't know much about the area on the water. They're from Wisconsin.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yes.
What a small world.
Yeah, what a small world.
Yeah, I would have to look it up, but I don't know exactly where. Yeah, they have a place in Chicago. They have a house in Wisconsin, and now they're down in Naples. So so that will be a really great connection. So we're gonna have
you
a good
guys
dinner.
are gonna have a blast.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it will be fun.
Can I come?
No, you will be working. That's why you're on the team
We're holding
now.
down the fort.
See, this is how it works. Like you're on the team, so I don't have to do as much. Okay. Mary obviously missed that part with you.
We haven't gotten there yet. She doesn't know what she's in for.
I know. So to all our WATD listeners, again, you are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable with Sharon McNamara from Boston Connect Real Estate, along with my team members, Mary and Evis. So, yes, we're so happy to be here. I'm going to let the ladies sort of start the conversation, but if you have any questions, 781-837-4900. George will pipe you through to us, or you can go on Facebook and send us some questions that way. So go ahead, Mary B.
Mary B. Okay. So, and you kind of already touched upon it, Amy. One of my first questions is like, how much of your business is really snowbirds? So people who are,
everybody.
Pretty much everybody. And so, and you answered another question.
Yeah, honestly, about 80%, I would say, are snowbirds.
Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot, yeah.
And what does it mean to be a snowbird? Like what is that?
So a lot of people, after they retire or while they're about to retire, they're knowing they want to be here. They're not quite ready to move here full time, but they understand that when they retire, they move to Florida and there's no income tax. They save a lot of money on taxes. So a lot of people selling their businesses and this and that, and they're wanting to come here. In order to be a homestead person here, you have to live here 6 months and a day.
Okay.
And, that's how you get homesteaded here. And a lot of people do that for tax reasons. And of course, the beaches. And the weather. And especially nowadays, I'm going to just say it, a lot of people, because of what's going on in the world, are moving here.
Yep. Just because of the mask mandates and vaccination mandates here. So we can basically say that they're a different colored state than what we are here in Massachusetts, right? So blue state versus red state, right?
Very bluntly, that is exactly it. And most of my clients, honestly, I would say 99.9% is why they are moving here. And then, of course, my other, niche is referrals from those clients. With more snowbirds, but then now they've established residency here, so now they are full-timers. You know what I mean? So it's hard not to love Naples, Florida.
I can honestly say I've never been. I know that's terrible. But I haven't. I've only traveled to Florida once, and I've never been to Naples.
I've been to Naples once. My freshman year of college, we went there for our spring break. Which isn't where
it's not really
spring breakers go. But one of our
Beach, but not necessarily.
Well, one of the girls, I played volleyball in college, and one of my teammates, her uncle owns this big mansion in Naples. So he's like, oh, why don't you guys come down?
Yeah,
everything paid for, so it was perfect, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is very, very, very pretty there.
There's something very different about Naples than everywhere else. And I'm not saying there are, of course, many beautiful places in Florida, but there is something about Naples. First of all, it's further south. So you can rely more on the weather. Although, having said that, it was 48 degrees this morning.
Oh.
And
it was 3 degrees here.
I'll take the 48 over here.
We've had a cold front since it's been pretty cold here since November, December. So, but lovely, perfect. 48 to 58 in the morning. Then it might get up to 73, 75. during the day. But next week, the 80s are coming back from what I hear. But I will say, if it's that cold here, imagine how cold it is in the northern part of Florida.
Yeah.
So you're better off, that's why my parents moved here. They said the weather is just much more reliable in Naples, but also there's something about the beaches, the infrastructure, the landscape here. It's very cultural, lots of entertainment. I still perform, actually.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Believe it or not, I do. We raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for various charities. And I perform with a gentleman named Paul Todd, who's sort of a celebrity here in Florida. And it's
awesome.
Not only, yes, there's just a ton of, in fact, I told you I used to work on cruise ships. And the other day, a comedian came to my mother's development where she lives. And he said he worked for Carnival Cruise Lines for 10 years, and so did I. And so she happened to go up to him and asked if he knew me. He's like, "Oh my gosh, yes, how are she?"
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like, "Alex, oh my gosh."
Oh, that's great.
Small world.
And let's let the world get smaller, because before I had my children, I worked at Reebok. And while I was at Reebok, then I didn't go back after I had both my girls. But my boss from Reebok actually left and worked at Carnival Cruises.
No way.
As a C-level. Yep, he was a C-level, executive at Carnival Cruises. Well, hey, you learn a little bit more about me every day. So
That's awesome. Yeah. So my point is, and then they have the Philharmonic and they have the Barbara B. Mann where Broadway shows come in. So there's all of that. And then the best restaurants, all of the top-notch restaurants. And just the boating. We recently bought a boat.
Oh,
And,
nice.
oh my gosh, that opened up a whole new world. 10,000 islands to explore right around Marco Island,
Shell Island. Do you go to Shell Island or Pine Island or something?
Now that would be further north near Sanibel, and I've been to Sanibel, I've been to Captiva.
Yeah.
Haven't been to Pine, but I do know it's very lovely.
Yep. So my brother-in-law has a boat down there, and we're just gonna have to get her up to Massachusetts because we also
you have to go down there.
Yeah, but we also have a boat,
Oh,
so
true.
we can take her over to Edgartown or over to Martha's Vineyard, and we can do some
Nice.
stuff. Yeah. So.
Yes. I want to go to Cape Cod. I haven't been yet, and I would love to go there.
Oh, yeah.
She will show you everything.
I will show you Cape Cod by boat. So, I was going to say what type of boat, but we won't get into that because I definitely want to give.
Don't digress too much.
Yeah, because we have listeners who are listening this morning and they're sending me text messages. We can't wait for tonight. So, in tonight's topic. So, what are some of the difficulties that you're seeing right now in your market? I know we had a conversation earlier, very similar to what we have here, but for those people who want to come down, and what time of year, when should they start looking? Is there seasonal times for them?
Right. That right now, obviously, it's packed down here. Like I said, we have more ever since COVID happened and everybody realized that they can work from their computer. Why not live in Florida instead of wherever they were living? Because it's beautiful. I can enjoy it and I can do work from my computer. So honestly, the biggest thing going on right now is very, very little supply, still a huge demand. I specialize in all areas. Pre-construction is something that I've always been a real advocate of because obviously of the warranties, it's newer. And if you're moving here at 55 to 60 and you're going to be living here for the next 30 years, I'd rather see you in a brand new place than something that's already 30 years old. Now, there are those that have been refurbished and this and that. And so, but even resales, such a small supply compared to the demand. So my biggest piece of advice is if people want to move down here, they need to be prepared. Are you going to pay cash? Are you going to get a mortgage? If you're going to get a mortgage, be pre-approved, have that pre-approval letter in your hand. And quite honestly, if you're coming from the north and you're going to buy in the south, I highly recommend you call me and ask me who you should get pre-approved by.
Yes.
Because that's the other issue. I just had a conversation with one of my group members whose client was having issues with their mortgage broker from a different, area than Naples. And it's just, you have to be ready. You have to be Johnny on the spot. You have to know what you're doing. You have to be with a realtor who knows what they're doing because there's so much to know. Even pre-construction, depending upon builders, they have their systems in play. Tomorrow I'm going to a new construction place with a buyer. The salesman representing the builder said, just so you know, we do have exactly what your buyer needs. However, there are 71 people that want the same one, and we are going to be releasing 4. So your client, we want to
71.
show them it all. We want to make sure they
Wow.
love it. And then we'll be in a lottery with 73 people for the same home in which we are releasing 4 lots.
Wow.
Somebody
So
that's
that's
good at
one-
math, do that percentage right there. 4
Right.
lots for 71 people. That's
Yeah. Now, are those
Crazy,
71
yeah.
people totally serious? No.
Yeah.
You know, throw me in the lottery. Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
and then
true.
if they get chosen,
That's
a
a
lot
good
of them
point.
are like, no, I'm not ready yet. So they go to the next person, the next person. That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it with a different builder is they will release. I'm in another situation this Friday. I have to give highest and best from my client for just the lot. So there's the base price on the home, and then there's the price of the lot. But whoever's going to get that property, it's the highest bid on the lot. So
Wow.
the lot, they're asking $243,000. Okay, the base price of the home is $600,000. Let's say. They have to give their highest and best on the lot. So, of course, my client said to me, well, what do you recommend? What should I do? I said, well, I can't look in a crystal ball, but what I will tell you is I have a very good relationship. That's the other thing. I have a very good relationship with all my salespeople in all my different communities. So we trust each other. We can communicate. Everything is ethical and above board. Of course, she can't tell me if she has a client that wants the lot, what the price is. But what I can ask her is, what was the last one to sell? They released 2 last month. What did the highest one go for? So they're asking $243. The highest went for $497. So then I say to my client, what's it worth to you? What would you like to bid on the lot? Knowing that, what would you like to bid?
wow.
And we take it from there.
That blew my mind. Sorry.
Yeah,
that blows my mind.
Yeah, so now they're paying for the lot, and then on top of that is the cost of the house.
Base price of the home, and then the options which go in the home. So your flooring, they get to choose their countertops, their flooring, their cabinets. Now, another thing that's changing, pools have been a huge issue.
Yeah.
They cannot keep up with the makings for a pool, or they cannot keep up with all the sales. I mean, we had a tremendous year last year. Never in a million years did I think COVID would have made me triple my business.
Yeah.
But it did, because everybody wanted to be here. But as a result, they have a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
So this is the first time ever that I've seen a builder close on a home with a temporary CO because the people wanted to move in and the pool was not completed because they could not get the supplies in time because they were stuck out in the middle of the ocean.
That was an issue here too with pools in the summer. Like there's such a backup where like the quotes are ridiculous. Like a friend of mine got quoted like $81,000 like for a pool that, I mean, wasn't anything fancy.
And that doesn't include the yard work.
Oh,
the
no, none of
cement
that.
the patio or any of that. So
Yeah, they've honestly doubled, if not tripled, in cost from this particular pool company that was putting their pools with this particular builder. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
What I say to my client is, first of all, they're no longer selling pools. This builder is no longer selling pools. You can buy the house, you can buy the lot, you build the house, you choose your options, but you'll have to do your pool aftermarket. But that's okay, because you know what? There are a lot of pool companies out there. So now I'm doing my homework and getting a bunch of names of people, and I've already referred one to somebody. She's very happy with what she's hearing.
That's good.
And he came in half the cost of what this other builder
yeah, I
pool
bet.
had been.
let me ask you this with that part of it is, I mean, does every lot come with almost like, diagrammed where you can put the pool, or do you have to do all that research?
That's a really good question. So if you're buying from a builder and they are speccing out the homes, which they're pretty much doing now for a number of reasons, one of the big reasons is because of permitting here in Collier County. You have to get all this stuff permitted. So what they're doing, some builders allow you to choose various structural items, some do not.
Yeah.
Those that allow you to choose the structural items are now choosing them themselves based on what most people want.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So to keep costs down, and to get the house ready for you to do what you want to do aftermarket, they're typically pre-plumbing for an outdoor kitchen. They're pre-plumbing for an outdoor gas fireplace, because a lot of our new communities are now going gas. And then they pre-plumb for the pool. And in this particular situation on Friday, where I'm helping a client bid, they are pre-plumbing for a dock.
Oh, okay.
Because, so, there's a lot to know.
Yeah.
It sounds like it.
There's a lot of different developments that offer a lot of different things for a lot of different reasons, and then they have their ways of going about how you are able to buy one.
So the area that you're talking about right now obviously is close to the water because they're going to be permitting for a dock. So are you finding, I would guess that it would be a little more difficult to find bigger parts of land, parcels of land on the water still. And what do people with boats do if you're not on the water?
So what I was just talking about is actually a development that is on Lake Como, which are two huge quarry lakes that are actually boatable. So, and this particular development is located in Fort Myers. And so they have what they call big lake access. And that is where that dock is going to be. But it's very different here because most homes that I sell, well, I shouldn't say that, I guess, but a lot of homes that I sell are in like a golf community, or a boating community, or a pickleball tennis community, highly amenitized community, because, you know, we ran out of land. I mean, Naples is big, but it's not that big. And so what we're finding is the developers are coming in, they're having to build further east, which means further away from the beach. So they're building highly amenitized communities where people feel like they don't ever need to leave. They just want to have a good time and meet their friends and meet their neighbors and have all their social events right there. And then, of course, if they want to, they can. But that's really the trend. As many amenities, pickleball is huge, golf is huge, tennis, bocce ball is huge. And then they have their own activity director. It's like being a cruise director on land.
Wow. That we have a client right now that's down there. She does pickleball. Yeah, and she's going to be selling her unit, one of her units, her place up here. Actually, I think she wants to be down there more permanently. So, but you know, it's interesting too because I was telling you earlier, my accountant and his wife is my QuickBooks pro, and I was, you know, every time I talk to them, I actually have goosebumps right now about them because I'm always so happy for him. I mean, I'm not happy he's retiring, but this is his last year, and he's retiring.
Everybody deserves to retire.
Everybody deserves it, but they have a place down there, and she's there the majority of the time now because she can still do her services remotely. But I loved hearing, I have goosebumps throughout my legs right now, like at Christmas time and the holidays, and like they had both. They're a Jewish family, so there was, you know, Jewish festivities, there was, you know, Christmas festivities, you know, golfing with their friends, there's a book club, a cooking club. There's just so much for them to do.
To that point, it's so important. Like when my clients come down, the first thing I ask them, and we know we have a conversation in the car, and I say, listen, whatever's meant to be is going to happen anyway, so don't worry about it. You know?
It's true.
That's my motto. And it typically always does happen that way. And my clients are like, oh my gosh, Amy, I'm so glad it happened this way, not the way I thought I had in mind for it to happen. But one of the big things is I ask them, what lifestyle do you want? Because a house is a house is a house. But what lifestyle you want? What are your activities? You know, are you a private person? Do you know, because obviously with a lot of the amenities comes higher fees, but that's worth it to a lot of people. And then some people do just want their privacy. Well, then, okay, let's talk about some more quieter developments. I mean, there's such a personality behind each development.
And what are offers looking like in those developments? Like, are they seeing 1? Are they seeing 20? You know,
for the resales?
For the resales, yeah.
Okay, so resales is a whole different, well, it's another animal, let's call it that. It was so funny. I have to tell the story really quick. I had a lady call me off my Zillow reviews and interview me, and she said she was going to interview 30 people on the phone, and then she was going to invite 10 in, and then for those 10 she's going to have 5, and then for those 5 she's going to have, and I do just like when I met you, Sharon, that I was going to be her realtor. You know what I mean? And I talked about the Lord, and just like, and she told me that afterward too. She's like, you know, I knew within the first 5 seconds. But what I told her was, well, anyway, I went to the interview, and funny enough, I didn't bring any of my marketing material. It wasn't about me, and this is what I did, and this is what I sold, and this is what I do, and it was about her. And I went in there with Tommy, my group member, and I said, listen, this is about you, what you want us, how you want us to service you. So long story short, I forgot all my marketing material because I knew the second we listed it, we'd probably, that day we would have like 10 showings. The next day we'd probably have 10 offers. That weekend after 2 open houses, we'd probably be presenting about 30 offers. Wow. And I tell you, that is exactly what happened. And before she hired me, she said, can I just ask you, you didn't bring any marketing material? And I laughed and I told her why. Because that's what happens. And she had a fantastic property. So to answer your question, I didn't mean to be too long-winded there.
No,
but
no.
There are multiple offers. And what's really funny, I just had a gorgeous listing that I sold in 10 days. But on the 8th day, my seller was saying, should I be nervous? Why hasn't this sold yet?
Yeah. That's happening here too.
8 days.
Yeah.
On the 10th day, it sold. But another one I got, and I got a listing in the second day I did open house. We got an offer that night.
Yeah.
So that's typically what happens. That's why I'm saying you have to be prepared.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people say, oh, I know I'm not going to get in the game if it's not all cash. What I'll say to those people is maybe, but if you're prepared with the mortgage, it's like cash.
Yep.
You know, if you come in strong and you're prepared, we can make that work. But you have to be prepared.
How
And
much
that's
over
why-
are you seeing if there's 10 offers? I mean, we recently had one last year. We had 40 offers. After 3 days,
Yeah.
92 showings, 40 offers. It was
Crazy.
on for $679, and we had offered like $900,000 offer. So are you seeing that same type of emotional value
Yes,
purchases?
Yes, but I always say be careful.
Yeah, that's true.
With that. And I'm going to give you an example. I had a very, very wealthy client couple who wanted to purchase Gulf Access property on Marco Island. Okay. Now, the property I think was listed for, I don't know, $1.1 million. It wasn't horrible, but it was expensive. And it was totally redone, and it was beautiful, and it got everybody's emotions. Like, they had an open house, and everybody was all fired up about this property. But the reality is, it was built in like the 1970s and refurbished, right? So sorry, my thing with my. So anyway, people were going crazy on their offers, and my client wanted to go in $400,000 more than asking with zero contingencies. Including zero inspections.
Yeah.
Okay, now they had a seawall that was from 1970. They had a roof. We don't know. That seller's disclosure didn't say it was brand new. I mean, there were things that needed to be looked upon. And it was such an emotional reaction. I don't care. I want it. And I said, listen, I know you want it. I'll do whatever you want. I'm your agent. And if you want me to submit that offer, I will. But I have to tell you what my, precautions would be, and that is I explain the seawall, I explain the roof. The husband was loving me for having that conversation, but she was a little upset with me.
Yeah.
Because, and I said, listen, I'll do whatever you guys want. But they ended up finding great properties and not moving forward on that because that was a real risk. Now, some people don't care. They have all the money in the world to put a new seawall and a roof on, and that's great. But let's understand what it will cost if you do that. So. And also, I do find the emotional highest and best, and then when they actually get it, they have buyer's remorse, and
100%.
a lot of times goes back on the market, or it doesn't appraise out.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah.
We see the same thing
We're
up
saying
here.
the same exact thing. Yep. Go ahead. Did you guys have? I'm not looking at your little list, but I'm sure that because I had the great conversation with her earlier, so I already have all my questions answered.
Well, so you're naturally answering a lot of the questions that we talked about. But one thing that I'm always curious about is, and I think people that are considering moving from, the Northeast and going down, are they selling their houses up here? Do you find that they're selling their houses up here
Yes.
and relocating to like a rental down there first, and then trying to find something? Because we had a client once that they sold their house. This actually the same people that you were talking about. It was in Maine instead. They waited a year and a half for their new construction house to be built and rented up in Maine, the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people do have to wait, but here's the deal, you guys. Even rentals are hard to come by.
Yeah.
That's true. Very true.
There are so many people moving here, which is wonderful. I mean, I have met the most wonderful people, and it's great. But it's real right now, and people have to be patient with that. A lot of my clients are from your neck of the woods, actually, and they also are selling for top dollar.
Yeah.
Where they're coming from, and so now. And a lot of those people, though, actually had the home there and here. Like, they were clients that I worked with a couple of years ago. And they're like, oh, my gosh, I'm so happy we bought when we did. And that. But
well, ask them if they want to sell now. You can make them $200,000 more, right?
All right. Oh,
So,
more than that.
more
I'm
than
not
that.
even kidding you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are situations here. Just closed on a home for $800,000, client of mine, and they can literally put it back on the market for 1.7.
Wow.
Wow.
Videos.
Wow.
It's that real.
Yeah.
I mean,
amazing.
there are some opportunities for investors. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah.
You just know how to do it. You have to know how to do it. And, it's there's opportunity for everybody. But I do really have heart for those first-time home buyers.
Yeah.
Who,
Us too.
And I had a listing, and we had a situation where, this offer between us realtors was very weak in the sense that very little money down, first-time home buyer, relocating. Teacher was, the husband was a teacher and the wife, and they wrote them out. This is another thing I would highly recommend, and I recommended it to them. Write a letter to the seller, and be real and honest. And I tell you what, that letter won the seller over, and we are closing on February 28th.
Oh,
awesome.
Congratulations.
So I'm so happy for them.
And what about, with that market? We have the higher end market where, here we are on WATD, and we have a lot of water communities here. So a lot of, wealthy people who can do that, right? They can afford to have, the bigger homes there and keep their homes here in Hingham, Cohasset, Marshfield, and everything. What about the person who just wants to all right, I just really want maybe just an entry-level condo. Is there even such a thing anymore? What is an entry-level condo? 300, 400, 500?
Right. People will tell you no, but there are. There are, and it's one of those things too where I really hate to see anybody overpay.
Yeah,
Even in
me
this
too.
market.
We were just talking about that today.
Yeah.
We'll talk off air.
Yeah.
There are some properties where I'm like, are you kidding me right now? No. Don't even look at it. And here's why.
Yeah.
But if they want to, we do. It's not about me, it's about them. But no, there are. And honestly, that's another reason why I'm a fan of pre-construction, because by the time it's built, there will be a lot of equity, or at least some, or at least, who knows? We can't look at a crystal ball. But yeah, and there are those condos. You got to look, but trust me, you got to move fast on them.
Yep.
And you have to be prepared a lot of times to have to do some renovations.
Yep. Let me say this too, because we have 6 minutes left, if you can actually believe that. And I want to, at the end, be sure to make sure that we are able to get your information out there to all of our listeners here on the South Shore. And we'll love to have you back again.
Absolutely.
But one of, when people, now I sort of lost my train of thought. Okay, so people are here. Are you FaceTiming or doing things like that while people are looking? So explain to people how they can still live here while you're doing the work, the legwork for them down there.
Just the other day, I had a beautiful listing, and of course we had a ton of showings, and I actually had a realtor come in who had never been in the community before. Now I'm the listing agent, so the buyer's agent came in, and they were FaceTiming somebody from, I want to say, Connecticut, because this couple missed out on a lot of properties that were really great. And he said, listen, if you want it, you got to move forward now, and I will FaceTime you. And he actually asked me to do the whole hosting and take them through and explain everything, which I was very happy to do. And you see that all the time. And I have to do it with my buyers. And, and that's part of the trust relationship with the realtor and buyer, because I'm not, I couldn't live with myself. It's everything but, I'm going to show you, and it really ultimately is your decision, and here's my opinion on it. And this is what it looks like. And we got to see it yesterday. We can't wait 2 days. We got to be on it. So if somebody were a serious buyer, and they wanted to see something, I would call the agent, get all the background scoop. Do you have any offers? Does my client have a chance? Is it even worth our time to go look at it? Will they accept a mortgage offer? Because a lot of realtors are very upfront about that. So you have to, like I said, be prepared and be trusting, or get down here and enjoy the sun and the beaches and come with me, and let's find you a place.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I love about having our conversation, because people that I bring on this radio show are people that I would trust and I would use myself. And I remember, it seems like everyone we bring on, we had somebody who did cleanings of tiles, and if he didn't think he could do it, he wouldn't. But I really do trust that if you didn't think it was a good opportunity, you would 100% say, I think we can do better. Hold on. So,
couldn't agree more in that sense.
Yeah.
This has been just a very enlightening conversation.
And the team that, I'm sure you're the same way, I have my favorite attorneys, I have my favorite inspectors, I have, all the people that are so important as part of a transaction are like family, and I trust them implicitly, and they help make everything go smooth.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, Amy, if you could just let all of our listeners know how they can get in touch with you, because our WATD listeners are certainly tired of all of the snow up here, and there are many of us who want to go that way. I'm not going to fib. I've been looking a little bit myself, and I'm just getting prepared. So when I go down there in March, maybe you can show me a few things, by the way.
Sure.
So let everybody know how they can get in touch with you.
Okay. Well, my name is Amy Van Wyk. My phone, do I give my phone
Yeah,
number?
absolutely.
Okay, it's 239-777-8779.
One more time. Say it one more time so people can.
239-777-8779.
Mm-hmm.
And my email address is Amy, that's A as in Apple, M as in Mary, Y as in yellow, V as in Victor, W, 123@gmail.com.
Perfect. And again, you can go on to Zillow.
Because if I'm showing property or I can always, respond to you right away, and then we can set up a time as to when we can actually talk.
And we will be sure to get that phone number out on all of our web pages and everything else. And definitely to our listeners, make sure that you go on to Amy's Zillow page as well. You can see all of her reviews. You will no doubt understand why I chose her of all the realtors that are down in Florida. Like, I was literally just looking for Florida, and that's what, what? But God has a way. I'm telling you, there are no coincidences. So, Amy, again, thank you so much. I have goosebumps. We're meant to be friends. I'm going to see you in March. And it was Appleton, Wisconsin. Appleton, Wisconsin?
Oh my gosh. I'm Deep Here, which is 20 minutes away from you.
Perfect. Well, you're going to love them too. So thank you so much, Amy. We appreciate your time. All right. Bye-bye. Bye, George.
See ya.